All right, guys, it is Phoenix here. I am just going to be doing a quick reading for you guys today. It's not something too intense or too long. These are the two decks that I'm using, as always, my two favorite oracles. That being said, let's get into it. Okay. And I did clean the space and energy, and I'm just going to be pulling some cards here real quick for you. This message is for anybody who needs to hear it. I was just kind of called to do this quick one real quick. Can I talk? Yes, I can. Anyways, here we go. Any messages that need to come through. The reason I was called. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. If you don't like cussing, this is not the channel for you. Also, I laugh like a gremlin sometimes. Deal with it. Any more? Okay. I feel like that's good for that one. Any messages that need to come through? Okay. Now, because this is for like a collective, anything that comes out, if it doesn't apply, let that shit fly. And if it's not for you, check out a different reading. Okay, Ancestor of Knowing, Shaman of Tradition, Shaman of Courage, Ancestor of Protection. Ooh. Right off the bat. That's kind of heavy. So whoever this is for, I feel like that there's a few people that this is going to resonate with. And even if it's just you few that see this, and I did my job. Ooh. Excuse me. Oh, I've been smoking. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, yeah, you can kind of see him. Okay. I'm new to this, okay? I'm new to all this recording stuff. Okay. So, immediately, what I'm feeling is that somebody's tapping in. Somebody's tapping into, like, past lives and things that you thought were lost. Knowledge. I guess I'm standing up for this reading today. Whatever. You have lived quite a few lives. And they've not always been easy ones by any means. You definitely were involved in the occult, spirituality. You have a lot of knowledge, and you've reached a point where you're trying to unlock that. And that's a beautiful thing. That is a wonderful thing. I'm proud of you for that. I'm happy for you of that. With that also comes a lot of shadow work, though. And that takes courage. You're definitely protected in this. And your ancestors are walking with you on this path. They want you to know, like, you're very, very much protected, and you are divinely connected, protected, and blessed. And don't ever forget it, baby. However, you're going to have to dig deep. You are going to have to dig deep. And it's not going to be easy, which is where the courage comes in. That also comes in with it takes a lot of courage to do the shadow work that's necessary in order to reach that level of knowing and understanding. You are going to be unlocking traditions that you have forgotten about, knowledge that you don't necessarily know where you've got that knowledge from. You just know. Maybe you're trying to practice, maybe you call yourself like a baby witch, which I don't really like that term because, I mean, we all start somewhere, like, what the hell? But you are starting on that path. And if you're not just starting out on that path, you're digging deeper into that path. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm proud of you for that. Now, I feel like there's a lot of the toxic positivity, like the love and light people. No shade towards them, but we are all dual, like we're all creatures of duality. There can be no light without darkness, and there can be no darkness without light. It is all about balance and duality. And if you have spent, like, if you're not new to this path, and you've spent time doing it before, I don't think that you necessarily have like delved into your shadow parts, which is where this reading is coming into play, because I feel like you're being called to do that. And you are being called to delve a little bit deeper past the surface levels of things. And that's a wonderful thing. And I think you'll be very surprised at how far you go down that rabbit hole when you do take that plunge. And don't be scared, because like I said, you are divinely connected and protected. You do not have to worry about anything bad happening to you during this. I think the worst thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to take a good long hard look in the mirror, which is oftentimes for a lot of people the hardest place to look. However, I do also want to say that when you're looking in that mirror, don't look for too long, because sometimes then our self-image can get a little bit distorted. And you also have to remember that with all that darkness, there is beauty in that darkness as well. I feel like sometimes we get caught up in, when we're doing the shadow work, that it's like, oh, like all of the bad parts of you, like bad, quote unquote, bad parts, right? All of the things that most people would be ashamed of and run and hide from. Your guides and your ancestors are saying to embrace it, because it's a part of you, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I feel like you are definitely, I feel like there's some of you that are hesitant to it, and I feel like there's some of you that are like, let's do this shit, and you're just like gung-ho, like, let's get it done, which is awesome. I'm proud of you for that. Even the people that are hesitant, I'm proud of you for that, because the fact that you're here listening to this reading means that you are taking that step, even though you may be apprehensive about it. Moving along, your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, creative accountability. This card, when I get this card, I've like, you got to make your life what you want it. If you have expectations from family, people, and people, family members, people in your lives, partners, whatever may have you, okay, I'm going to be real blunt here, because you're at the Tough Love Tarot channel, right? Fuck what they were talking about, okay? Because at the end of the day, you're still the one that has to look in that mirror, okay? You're still the one that has to live with you. People come and go. Motherfuckers leave all the time, and there's nothing you can do about it. You got to make sure that at the end of the day, when they leave, you're good with you, with your own company. And that's where this card comes in. I always tell people, what you have to do in this life is what your soul tells you, is what your heart tells you, not what anybody else tells you. You are the artist in your life. You paint accordingly. If you're a writer, write your story accordingly, okay? Don't let anybody, excuse me, don't let anybody tell you what's what when you know what it is, okay? The whale and orca leader, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. Again, this goes back to the shadow work, right? And the courage that it takes to do that. You got to dive deep doing that. And it's not easy. You know, the reason why people are not built to dive down into the deep parts of the ocean is because of the pressure, right? The pressure that is encountered down there. It can be debilitating. We'll say that. That feels like the right word. It can be debilitating. And for some people in that same exact instance, shadow work is debilitating sometimes as well. Because when you dive that deep, you're putting yourself into that space of pressure. And I feel like that's a lot better to be in a place of self-inflicted pressure as opposed to other people's pressure and expectations being put on you. Because no, we're not doing that. We're not. We're living our lives for ourselves and our purpose. And that's where this comes into. Share your song, frequency of sound. Everybody has their own vibration. Everybody has their own vibration. Nobody's vibe is going to be the same. And that's the beautiful part of this world. You're going to vibe with other people, yes, but your vibrations are never going to be exactly the same. And I feel like that's what this card, it is beautiful. I love the artwork on this deck, on both of these decks. These are all authentic cave drawings, and these are just absolutely beautiful drawings. Anyways, my ADD ass. For this one, I love that these two came out together because your life is a canvas. Share your song, frequency of sound. When I hear the word frequency, I don't necessarily think of sound, okay? But that's what's on the card, okay? But when I see that and I hear that, I think of your vibrational frequency, right? Because like I said, we all have our own vibe. We all have what makes us us, right? It's your own special sauce, baby. And a lot of people can try to replicate it, but they're never going to get the recipe exactly right. And that comes in line with this one. Very beautifully, I might add. Moving along, the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. I'm hearing mantras. So when people hear the word mantra, they automatically think of like a yoga guru a lot of the times, but that's not necessarily always accurate. Because yes, that is definitely a part of that, but you can make your own mantra. You can make your own mantra and repeat it to yourself every day. Say a prayer to your ancestors, your spirit guides, your angels, your whole team, because you got a whole team. Everybody has their whole team, right? So show that devotion, not just to them, but to yourself as well. The love that it takes to do that shadow work is immense. It takes a lot of courage to do that. It takes a lot of love, right? It takes a lot of self-awareness, which most people lack. Let's be real here. A lot of people lack self-awareness. Everybody knows that motherfucker that's always just, oh, my life is shit. I can't do this right. I can't do that right. But they never look in the mirror, right? You're not one of those people, and that's why you're here, baby. For this, I'm feeling definitely, oh, that's a lot. That's a lot. You have way more people on your side than you think. Some of you have loved ones that have passed that are hanging around and not being recycled because they want to be here for you. Definitely coming through pretty damn strong with that one. Also, I just want to point out the look of bliss on her face. Like, she's just in her zone. Like, there's no pain. It's just concentration. She's just, like, in her zone. And that's what you got to do. Like, and I feel like that's definitely in alignment with this reading. Get in your zone. Do what you do. Because nobody's going to do it like you do it. Also, messenger, serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. I feel some of you have just discovered that you're a starseed, which, congratulations. Welcome to the party. bringing harmony and balance. I was just talking about that with the whole love and light thing, right? So some of you, God, it's just a beautiful card. Anyways, some of you, and I love that it's right here next to the void, right? Because how perfect is that? We want to talk about duality and balance. Harmony can only be achieved by achieving balance, and balance can only be achieved by accepting all parts of the situation. And sometimes we ourselves are the situation. And that may sound a little bit weird, but the girls who get it, and the ones who don't. However, some of you are star seeds and you don't know it yet, but this journey is going to lead you to that discovery. Some of you have just discovered it and now you're delving deeper. Now, some of you may not be a star seed. So if this doesn't resonate in that whole world doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. Take the rest of it. Take what resonates, you know, leave the rest for somebody else. However, I feel like because you're doing this shadow work, you're going to bring in a whole new level of balance and harmony in your life. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm happy for you. I'm excited for you. Because let me tell you, as a Libra sun, if my shit is off balance, my whole world is off balance. And watch the fuck out. It's not a good thing. Okay. Everybody feels that way. It's not just a Libra. But I feel like for me, especially because I'm a Libra, I feel that way. Now, this one, the void. It says, stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. And with this, I feel like this card came out to show the contrast and the alignment and the balance and the duality of these two. Because I'm not necessarily picking up too much off of this except for what I said with that. Now, I do want to point out the great cosmic womb, right? We all come from that. We all return back to that eventually. This card is for my starseeds. This card is for my fellow starseeds. And you are... Some of you have been practicing meditations. Some of you have been practicing meditations. And in that meditations, you are in complete darkness and in womb-like state, right? Which is awesome because it's one of the only ways that I can get to that level of meditation myself. I do feel like... So it says, embrace winter. And to me, when I hear that, I feel about how barren is winter for most of us, right? It is so freaking barren. There's nothing on the trees. There's no birds. Like it's a time of harshness, of scarcity sometimes. And I feel like sometimes we as people can feel that way in ourselves and along the journey of self-awareness and self-discovery, especially if, like I said before, you've not necessarily delved that deep, but you've kind of just stayed surface level with it. You can feel kind of barren in that state, exposed, kind of like you don't necessarily have the resources to do this. But I love that it's under the ancestor protection, right? It's like, it's right there with this. This is like a triangle. And it wants you to know that in that duality, like you are protected in that. And you delving deep and doing this work and putting yourself in that great cosmic womb. It's like putting a caterpillar going into a cocoon and coming out a butterfly. Like that's what's going to happen to you. And I feel like butterflies are important to some of you because that's not an analogy I would typically use. So that was definitely a message for somebody specific. Now, I do want to say that for some of you, this is going to be extremely uncomfortable because it's not necessarily a concept that you've really allowed yourself to explore. I feel like some of you grew up in very traditional religions, and it never really sparked your soul. It never made you, like, there's something that happens in a church when everybody's singing and everybody's praising, and it's like the frequency, the vibration of the place goes up and it's lifted, and that's a beautiful thing. And I feel like whoever this is a very strong empath, probably has a lot of childhood trauma surrounding it. And I feel like you felt that energy lift up, you felt that energy shift in that setting, but it never, when you left that setting, it never stayed. It was like you would feel good for a while after like a few hours, maybe the rest of the day, but then you'd wake up the next day, or later on in the day, it would just wear off and it was gone. And you were left with that feeling of, okay, what now? And when you would read scriptures, or you would go to whatever, churches or Sunday schools or mass or whatever, okay, you would feel like there was something missing. Or maybe you're like, you're questioning what it is, and you're like, you've got it all wrong. That's not how it happened. Like, because quite possibly you were around in those times. And so you knew what was really what. And you're like kind of calling like that game bullshit, right? Excuse me, I had to wet my whistle. Now, with this, hold on, I separate my decks sometimes, especially my tarot. I'm going to pull one tarot card for these motherfuckers. One. Just give me one. One out of the major arcana. Oh, okay, maybe we'll pull two. Maybe we'll pull two, because with this, I know a lot of people freak out about the tower, but I get excited over the tower because that means that some changes are coming, which with this spread, this goes so cohesively with it, and I love it for you. I love it for you guys, because this is definitely, with everything else that's going on, these are going to be, it's going to be hard at first, and you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's going on with my life? But it's going to be like, when you come out on the other side of this storm, okay, you're going to be in a whole different place, and you're going to have like such a high vibe, and you're going to feel like there's nothing you can't do. And that is what the goal is. That's what I want to see for you guys. I want to see that type of growth. I want you to know that you are not just me. They want you. Spirit wants you, your guides, your ancestors, your team, your people. They want you to know that with this tower, if you look, one of my favorite parts about this is like these motherfuckers right here just straight jumped. They jumped, and they jumped into the sea because you could see those waves coming up, right? But that shit's on fire. There's a whole ass storm and lightning and fire. And if they stay there, they're gonna die. Guaranteed. But if they swim, right? Coming back to this pretty one right here. If you dive deep, you're gonna reach a whole different level. I don't know if I need another card, give me one. If I need another card, give me one. I don't think I do. I feel like that's it. Ooh. No, that was not it. Okay, so the card that actually did fall out right now, at first I said no. Now I am going to go ahead and place it down because I'm hearing yes. So for that, the devil, right? Capricorn energy. With that, I know this card kind of freaks some people out. don't be. This card simply represents all of, like, I would say for this reading, this card is representing the shadow parts. And for the tower, it's like you have to have this tower to be able to meet these parts of yourself. Because we all have that. We're all kind of an asshole, you know. And there's no shame to it. I feel like once you accept it, you get to move on from it. However, I am hearing another one. Go for another one. Okay, here we go. The Magician. Beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful and phenomenal for you. I am so happy. And at the end, Temperance. Temperance at the bottom of the deck. Look at that. Beautiful. So this card goes along with it. Like this whole spread is absolutely cohesive and just beautiful. I love it for you. By taking that leap, jumping out of that tower that is literally on fire, right? It's chaos. And you jump in and you delve deep and you meet these parts of yourself. You are going to come out on the other end, like I said, as the Magician. You are going to be unstoppable. You are going to be able to just work your magic. And you're going to step into your power with that. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm very excited to see what happens for you. I mean, not that I can see, you know, but just I'm excited for you guys because I know like this is not an easy journey, but it is one that is so worth it. And you can do it. You have the strength, you have the courage, and you don't ever forget it, baby. You are protected. This is beautiful, and I'm very happy for you guys. It's all I have for you today, though. So, peace out. Like, share, subscribe, do the things. If you like it, please let me know in the comments. I love the feedback from you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. It lets me know that what I'm doing is working. I will go ahead and grab a fortune for you guys as well. Okay. For insight on quandary, turn to people with firsthand experience. Love that. There's somebody with that. I feel like there's somebody in your life who has been there, done that on a lot of stuff, right? If you get discouraged, talk to them about it. For some of you, you're about to meet this person. You haven't met them yet. But when you do, it's going to be because you took that first step. It's going to be because you took that first step. And for some of you, you've known this person for a very long time, but I don't think that the relationship has ever gone that deep with you guys to actually speak on things related to spirituality, related to like your soul's journey and purpose. And so this is actually going to take your relationship to a whole new level. And it will only be able to be accessed after you take that step, is what I'm getting. So again, now this is all I have for you, and I hope that this has helped. Yeah, peace out.